All right, welcome back to the big weekend show. Tonight, more shocking displays of anti-Semitism and pro-Hamas messaging. From New York City, where crowds shut down Grand Central Station, to London, where hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets to call for a ceasefire in Israel. Fox News correspondent Molly Lyon was there.
Pro-Palestinian protesters filled the streets of London, making another weekend of marching. But this one was a little bit different because it coincided with Armistice Day here in the UK, which marks the end of World War I, a commemorative weekend here in the Remembrance Weekend here in the United Kingdom to remember the war dead. The Prime Minister here, Rishi Sunak, had called this protest disrespectful and provocative, but still the pro-Palestinian protests going on again for yet another weekend since the October 7th Hamas attacks in Israel. The route today takes them in front of the U.S. Embassy along the Thames River, different from previous weekends, which took them through government center areas. They want to avoid that on this particular weekend because to protect a notable British war memorial, the Cenotaph. Since these protests started after October 7th, Metropolitan Police have made hundreds of arrests, many of them involving hate crimes, including anti-Semitic crimes, as well as alleged Islamophobic offenses. In London, Molly Lyon, Fox News.
All right, so people are taking to the streets showing their support for Hamas or Palestine, or is it Hamas? We're not sure, and unfortunately, they're not sure. Guy, I want to read this quote to you just to talk about how social media has been really involved in how people are getting their messaging. It says, protester, I do believe social media in general has played a role. Reporter, where did you learn? Was it mainly TikTok? Protester, another protester, yeah, actually it was. And then another protester, everyone posts, and that's how we're going to make a difference, honestly. Another protester, everyone else is sharing it. That's how the message is getting out.
Mm-hmm. And the algorithm is doing its thing.
Yeah.
I think it's why you see online young people much more likely to support Palestine, effectively in many cases Hamas, in this conflict. I saw a clip going around from London the other day where some of the people being interviewed had not even heard about the October 7th massacre.
Yes.
They didn't know about it.
Yeah.
They just assumed this all came out of nowhere. Let's go protest Israel for some reason. Meanwhile, here at home, Joey, the NYPD just put out statistics from October, from last month. There's been an uptick, a significant one in hate crimes. Of the confirmed hate crimes just in New York City last month, almost 70% of them were against Jews. I know the administration is all about Islamophobia right now, but 70% nearly of these hate crimes were targeting Jews in New York City. And last night in New York City, to help celebrate Veterans Day, you had some of these masked pro-Hamas agitators literally tearing down American flags. And I just wonder, here in the West, in the United States and in the United Kingdom, when you have Veterans Day weekend being sort of polluted with some of this violence and some of the most vile things that are being said, the ripping down of our flag in our country yesterday, and then in London, Armistice Day, to honor the British fallen. The government asked the protesters maybe hold off this weekend for once. They, of course, said, middle finger, we're going anyway.
No, that was fuel on a fire.
There's got to be some sort of a backlash here.
Anita, to stick with this, what happened in New York City, there was a New York police car that was graffitied with hateful things all over it. But we also have a graphic here to show some of those statistics you're talking about. So we're looking at hate crime reports just in New York City from October 23 versus 22. And I think we have a graphic for this, but it's 214% surge. I found some numbers here. In October of this year, 69 of targeting harassment or crimes against Jews versus 8 against Muslim. And I want to point that out, not because, and right here's another from TikTok, actually, is even better. The phrase stand with Palestine, 285 million impressions. The phrase stand with Israel, 64 million impressions. So it shows you even the complicity within the algorithm, as Guy pointed out. But to look at this, I think what bothers me is when the administration addresses it, they cannot address anti-Semitism without throwing in Islamophobia. I feel like they're not the same thing right now in this moment.
Yeah, well, they're clearly not the same thing. When you look at those numbers, they are not the same thing. You know, and to Guy's point about the algorithm and social media, there's no question that it is fueling these protests. Now, look, in the United States, we have the First Amendment, we have the Constitution. It's a great thing to have the right to protest. March with your signs, chant, do what you want to do, but you really cross the line when you provoke violence, when you start intimidating people, threatening people. I heard a report the other day where Jewish students are afraid to enter their campuses through the front gates. So, you know, my concern is that this is a long war in Israel. This is going to go on for a long time. So how long do the protests go on?
Exactly. Sarah, I want to bring you in on this. I think this is really important. So I did this research, found this myself. There's people that I guess are famous from social media. I'm going to use this. Don't get on to me if these are real famous people. Gigi and Bella Hadid, their father's a billionaire Palestinian who's advocated for Palestinian cause. They have a combined 140 million followers. But then you add to that on Instagram, people like Mark Ruffalo, which I know who that is, Dua Lipa, Jenna Ortega, and I know who this is, Macklemore, are all posting things that are either sympathetic to Hamas, outright supporting of Hamas, or sympathetic to tearing down the posters of those that are hostage. And I guess on the other side, you have Gal Gadot that's trying to just support her country that she served.
Well, look at it this way. The ADL did a great study. This was between 2022 and 2023, where they were able to trace dark money back to Iran. This attack in Israel took 2 years. 2 years, basically, people believe, to plan and prepare. Iran was behind it. They used Hamas as a proxy. But, Iran is not just going to focus on that attack. Iran's going to focus on the big picture, targeting the United States, using the internet, using those people that you just mentioned on social media to push a narrative. How fast did they move? They moved after October 7th so quickly that there was no time to even focus on Israel and what happened to Israel because the movement had already shifted and the narrative as well.
And I think with the idea of TikTok and Instagram being so instrumental in how young Americans get information, back to your point, this is not going to be a short war. And if the algorithm and the propaganda war is already against Israel, that really hurts their ability to continue this and see it to its end.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.